A lot of these people have been shunned by the community because of their appearance. So many of them have ended up as wards of the state in institutions. Craniofacial surgery, of course, has changed that whole outlook so that many of these people can go on to become very productive members of society.
Apex is committed to raising $1 million to establish a craniofacial trust. Apex is proud to put its weight behind the craniofacial unit. Will you help us to help them?
There are some extremely unique people, and you sometimes realise this from the very beginning.
We know just how awful it is to see an innocent child punished, maybe on their first day at school.
Doctors in the South Australian city of Adelaide are gaining world recognition for their work on people with severe facial deformities.
The purpose of the press conference is to announce that the South Australian Craniofacial Unit will from now on be known as the Australian Craniofacial Unit.
Of it, the Australian Craniomaxillofacial Foundation, that is the charitable foundation that backs us up financially, is able now to go national. We're able to say, righto, this is our country's effort.
For 17 years, Dang Thi Tan has lived with the horrifying legacy of the Vietnam War.
It literally melted the skin on her face, so that this part of her face just completely melted down onto her chest and she could hardly move her head after that.
When the bombing happening, I was outside and playing with the other children.
The first operation has already proven a success.
She's already very delighted about that. She looks at herself and chortles away and is rather pleased about it. So far, so good.
So far,
So good. That's right. Who said that?
At just 15 months old, Kiri Sovan has already won more hearts than some people do in a lifetime.
Born without hands, feet or a mouth, Kiri was abandoned in a Cambodian orphanage. Now he's receiving not just expert care at Adelaide's Craniofacial Unit, but the love and affection of a foster family.
It was Rewati's first time on a plane, her mother's too. A new place with new faces, but the smile was unmistakable.
Even though there's a real good little child behind there, it's hard for other people to see through that.
2 weeks ago, Rasmini arrived in Australia, terrified but determined to end a life of disfigurement. She travelled from a tiny Indonesian village for surgery thanks to the world-renowned Craniofacial Foundation.
A group of scientists has found that many motorcycle helmets are dangerous, even deadly.
There were international reports emerging of a high incidence of skull-base fractures in fatally injured motorcyclists.
Now what we're hoping that this design will do will be to absorb that force and to have that force distributed elsewhere.
Researchers at Adelaide's Craniofacial Unit are world leaders in computer modelling of a patient's bones. But they've had no way of translating these intricate images into 3 dimensions until now.
I think it certainly will help to revolutionise the practice of craniofacial surgery.
The unit's researchers have developed a way to create life-size, 3-dimensional models.
Now the potential is there to just have this in the operating theatre, to be able to see inside your own head. You put the patient in the middle of the team and the team helps the patient. It's a great thrill to see particularly children respond in that way, to see them feel good about themselves.
When it's finished, it's going to be wonderful.
I was suffering for 30 years, couldn't do anything. And then suddenly Professor David came and saved my life.
Sometimes I do find myself walking down the street with my face looking at the ground, and then I think, no, you stand tall and you walk proud, you're alive.
on a momentous occasion. Congratulations to Craniofacial Australia and Professor David for reaching this milestone and in the process transforming thousands of lives and faces. Professor David has been instrumental in my life, performing surgery on me as an infant to help remove a tumour from my mouth and palate. This was life-saving surgery and for which I'm obviously extremely grateful. So congratulations again, and here's to many more incredible years ahead.